Hi, my name is Shannon, and I hold an associate's and a bachelor's degree in psychology and a certificate in criminal justice. I am about to begin my master's level training in clinical counseling, and I debated on whether or not to do this video series for TikTok because I've recently begun, part of the requirements for the master's program is self-reflection, and I've kind of gotten a jump on that through my associate's degree program and my bachelor's program, and I began to realize a lot of things about myself. Prior to beginning my college degree, I suspected that I might be on the autism spectrum. I didn't really know a whole lot about it at the time, but I saw some videos that resonated with me. This was about 5 years ago, and I talked to my wife a little bit about it, and she didn't think I was on the spectrum at the time, but again, she didn't know much about it. I didn't know much about it. And so I kind of left well enough alone. Well, when I began working on my psychology degrees, I began to realize that I met a lot of the requirements for borderline personality disorder. For those of you who don't know, BPD, borderline personality disorder, is a trauma-related disorder, generally caused by trauma in our childhood and young adult time frames. This is because the brain does not stop developing until you reach about 25 years old. That does not mean as soon as you reach 25 years old, your brain stops developing. It simply means that around that age, like 24, 25, 26, that is when your brain begins to, or finish developing. As you can tell by my speech patterns, this is one of the reasons why I thought I was on the autism spectrum, among many other things. So I currently meet 8 out of the 9 criteria for BPD. 2 of those criterion could be related to other factors, which means that I technically, officially meet 6 out of the 9. In future videos, I will go over all the criterion. I am self-diagnosed BPD. Many therapists around my area do not specialize in personality disorders, nor do they specialize in autism. So I cannot get an official autism diagnosis because the autism therapists in my area only work with kids. So I've been stuck doing a lot of self-diagnosis, and some therapists have a problem with self-diagnosis. I don't really see a problem with it. I'm not using it to get government benefits, get on disability, stuff like that. This is just me better understanding myself. I took a number of self-assessments through online, reputable online websites, some autism websites. I did every self-assessment you could possibly take, and I met a lot of the criteria to be considered as being on the spectrum socially. I've been researching autism. When I first learned that I was likely BPD, I researched the hell out of it. There is no doubt in my mind whatsoever that I have BPD. Now that I'm understanding that I'm more than likely on the autism spectrum, I prefer using the term neurodivergent, since I have not been officially diagnosed with autism. I've been doing a lot of research on it, watching videos, TikTok videos, YouTube videos from people who have been officially diagnosed, and learning what their signs and symptoms are. I hate using that word symptoms. It makes you sound like you have a disease. I don't think neurodivergence or personality disorders should be classified as disorders. Sure, it affects the way you relate to other people in a normal manner, but what is normal anyway, really? I don't know what it should be called, but I think we should get rid of the use of the word disorder. So anyway, I've been learning a lot about autism since I've taken these self-assessments online, and find that a lot of who I am and what I do is considered signs and symptoms of autism. Recently, I watched a few videos about something that I'm doing right now, which, if you are on the autism spectrum, you can see what I'm doing right now. And that's the T-Rex arms. I did not realize that that was a sign of autism. If you go back through any of my videos on my YouTube channels, Come Again TV, where I am actually on camera, this is what I'm doing. This did not start whenever I learned that I was likely on the spectrum. This is something that I've always done. In fact, last night I remembered a video that was filmed of me when I was a kid, where we were playing baseball in our yard. I lived on a farm, had a family cookout, and after dinner we would go play baseball out in the field. And I was caught on camera holding my hands like this, which, for those of you who grew up in the same time that I did, having your hand like this at all got you teased relentlessly, because it was a sign that you were homosexual. So when I rewatched that with some of my friends from high school, I got teased relentlessly about it. And at the time, I didn't think much of it because it was the era that we lived in. Looking back, it was kind of cruel. And another one of the signs, I'm sure you guys have already noticed, is the way I talk. I take a lot of breaks to kind of allow my mind to process what I'm saying, what I'm going to say, what I've already said. This requires me to do a lot of editing on my YouTube videos. For the purposes of these videos, I'm not going to edit them down. That's why recently on my YouTube videos, I've taken to just doing audio videos with pictures and video clips, so that I can better edit down my speech pattern. So this is just my introduction to you guys, a little bit about myself. In future videos, I plan to go a little bit more in depth on some of the symptoms I have in regards to BPD and Autism Spectrum Disorder, because I have noticed there is a huge lacking in that area of men with both disorders. There's a lot of videos about women with both disorders, but none with men. So I hope to kind of fix that problem.